Hello friend, today we are going to discuss about array in JavaScript. Without further delay, let's start. First of all, an array is nothing but if we want to store multiple values in a single variable, we can do with the help of array. Okay, this is how we can declare an array. First we use var let or const and after that provide the name, then equal sign, then providing the value. This is number data type. You can also store string, boolean and any data type that we already discussed. Okay, now let's see how we can do that. Just first I remove this and then I just use var arr and equal and after that square bracket and then 20 comma 30 comma 40. Okay, we have three values. We can print this value with the help of document dot write. Let's provide arr and save. Okay, you can see our value is printed. And what if we want to just only print 40 or 30 or 20? We can do with the help of indexing. In any array, we have index. Our index start from 0 and till goes to the length minus 1. For example, here we have 3 element in our array. So the last index would be 3 minus 1, which is 2. Okay, you can see if we use arr 0 and it print 20. If we change this 0 with 1 and save, you can see it is 30. If we use 2 and save, you can see it is 40. If we use 3 and it shows us undefined. Why? Because we didn't initialize any value to it. But we can use, for example, if I use 60 and save, you can see now our length is 4 and our last index is 3. You can clearly see. This is how indexing works. If we change this 60 with array type, for example, bro learner, and let's save. You can see we can store any data type. Here we provide true, for example, true, and here we provide null. Okay, let's save. You can see nothing is happened by because it doesn't give any error. If we use 1, it shows us null. If we use 2, it shows us true. And we can also use any other value. Okay, what if we want to sum the all number value in our array? For example, 20, 40, 80, mm, 80, then we have 70 and 100. Let's save. And after that, we just declare a for loop for let I equals to 0. Why 0? Because our index start from 0. That's why we use 0. And then we use I less than arr dot length. Why length? We don't know how many value this variable store. We know, but if we want to enter from any user, then we don't know. That's why we use array dot length. This is our condition. Then I plus plus, and after that we provide curly bracket, and here first we declare a variable where sum equals to 0, some value which is 0. If we add sum equals to sum plus arr, then square bracket, and we provide I as an index. It start from 0. It indicate this value. Then it is stored to our sum. Then again it increment. Its value is 1. Then our 40 plus 20 is added. Then so on. And after that, ending of this loop, we use document.write and then provide sum and then save. You can see 310 is printed. You can, if you sum this value, it is 310. If we change with 80, it is not 320. You can see. Another way to declare an array in JavaScript. In last video, we see how we can declare array with the help of providing value to it. We just use square bracket and then provide separate with commas. But what if we don't know the size of an array? Then we can use this method. Variable, variable name, then new keyword, then array, and after that we use round bracket. For example, here we can use new and then a array. If we want to initialize this value to our array, we can do just remove this and provide round braces, and here also remove this and provide round braces. Now let's save. You can see nothing is changed, but if we change this value to 10, you can see it is reflecting to our output. Okay, now let's remove this. This is how we can declare value inside this. Okay, what if now how we can initialize value to index 0, index 1, index 2, and so on. We can use arr name, then square bracket, and after that use the index. First is 0 index, then equal, then provide the value. For example, I provide 45, then semicolon, then arr, then again square bracket and 1, and after that you have to provide value. For example, 15. After that we can use arr again and square bracket, and after that index 2 equals to 20. We can provide 20. Okay, and after that we can print this value, and here we have to change this 4 to 3. Okay, now let's save. You can see this value is reflecting here. Or if you want to get this value from user, you can also do that. In my previous video, I told you how to get data from user. We can use a for loop for b equals to 0. Why? Because our index start from b. Our index start from 0. Then b less than 4. I want 4 value, and semicolon, then b plus plus, and after that we use prompt prompt, and here I provide and enter the value of array. Okay, now we store this value where this value to our array arr index b equals to prompt. Now this value is stored to our array. Okay, now let's save. First I use 1, okay, 2, okay, 3, okay, and 4, okay, but it will show 3 value. Why? Because our output loop is running 3 times. That's why it shows us 3 value. If I change this 3 to 4, now let's say 2. For example, I change this to 3. You can see this is running forward fourth time. Okay, now just I have to change this and save. Okay, it is running again and again. You can see if we not provide value, it is by default null. Okay, this is how you can declare a variable. Now if you want to initialize the size of array, there is 5 people who entering the value, then you can here provide the 5. Okay, now we are going to discuss about two-dimensional array. First of all, let's see what is one-dimensional array. We see how we can declare and use and print and get data from user. But we see what is one-dimensional array. For example, we declare a equals to 1, 2, 3. This is our one-dimensional array. Now, 1 is not related to 2, 2 is not related to 3 in real life. For example, this is meaningless something. But in real life, we have data like name, then age, then we have qualification, and so on. Okay, now we can declare this type of data in real life with the help of two-dimensional array. Okay, we can declare two-dimensional array with the help of var or let or const, and then provide the name a equals to, then we have square bracket, and after in next line we have again square bracket, and we have name like Ram, and then we have age 20 comma 20 comma qualification b com, and after that we have again close the round square bracket and separate with comma, and then we have Sita, and then we have comma and 21 age, and then we have bcom same course, and after that we have Shyam, and age is 23, and course is btech, or you can say engineer is as a qualification. And this is our last data, that's why we don't need to separate this with comma. Just close this first square bracket. Okay, now our indexing start from here 0 1 then 2, and here we again have 0 1 2. This is our indexing of two-dimensional array. If we want to get the data from, we can use a, then we use a square bracket and 0, and if we want to name of RAM, then we again use 0, and it will show us the data of RAM. And if we want RAM age, then we use 1. If we want qualification, then we use 2. This is how we can get data. If we want to get data of Sita, then we use 1 here, and if we want to name, then use 0, and similarly 1 for age and 2 for qualification. And if we use here 3 2 and 0 for name, 1 for here 1 for age, and 2 for qualification. This is how we can get data from our two-dimensional array. Okay, this is called 2D array. Okay, now we will see how we can practically implement this data in our VS Code. Now let's implement two-dimensional array in JavaScript. For that we have to just declare var arr and then equal, and after that square bracket, and then we have square bracket and name Ram, comma age is 20, comma qualification B com, and after that we have comma, then we have square bracket Sita, and then comma, then 21, then comma, then bcom, and after that we have comma, then we have square bracket Shyam, comma 23, comma b tech. Okay, this is our two-dimensional array, and now let's print this data with document.write. Here we provide arr and just save. You can see all data is printed but in a single line. If we want to print in separate line, we can use for loop for a equals to 0, because our index is start from 0, and we use a less than arr dot length. Length is a method that tell us the length of the array. If I use to print here after this document.write and then arr dot length, and let's save. Okay, here we have error, that's why it's not running. Just provide an a plus plus, and after that we have to provide document.write and paste here, and we have to use square bracket and a. Now let's save again. You can see the length of the array is 3. Here you can see this is, if I change the size of the array, I add more data. For example, I just copy this, copy and paste here. You can see this is now 4. We don't need to change manually. After using array.length, we don't need to count and give condition. It is simply get data from the length of array. Okay, this is how we can use array length. Okay, I just remove this, and then we can, you can see now again we have this type of data, and if I use br tag plus br tag, now let's save. You can see again we have comma separator here. If we want to remove this, then we have to use nested for loop for b equals to 0 and b less than arr. Then here we have to provide a and then dot length. It takes this length, first this length from here, and this length from here. Okay, now we have to separate with semicolon and p plus plus, and after that we just provide and move it here. Okay, we move it here, and if we used to save this, you can see this is repeating again and again p. Now let's save. You can see our all data is printed, but related data is also printed in next line. That's why we remove this and provide only space. Now let's say you can see we have to now provide break document.write, and here we provide br tag. Now let's save. You can see this is how our two-dimensional array is printed in a efficient manner. How to delete and modify array element. So first of all, we have to declare an array where a equals to Tom name and then age 22, comma gender male. Okay. Now after that, we can modify Tom with Jerry with the help of index. Name is in zero index, so we can use a in a square bracket and 0, and after that reinitialize the value of 0 index. Here we provide Jerry, and after that let's see. First here we see document.write a, and let's save. You can see it is perfectly fine. Now after modification, let's document.write after modify plus a, and let's save. You can see we have to use break first of all, br tag. Now let's save. You can see after modification we have this data. Okay. Now what if I want to change age with 20? Now we use a and index number 1, then we provide value 20, and we can copy this again and paste here. Let's say you can see now Jerry age is 20, before it is 22. Now after that, how we can delete the value of age? For example, we don't need age now, we can delete. For that we use delete keyword, delete, and then we provide a, then the index of a, which value we want to delete. For example, we want to delete male. Okay, now after that we delete and paste here the value. Now save. You can see our array is containing name and age, but it have comma. It means it is not releasing the memory, but it just wipe out the data. If I want to check, for example, check index 2 and save, you can see this is undefined. It means we didn't define the value, but it occupy the space. Now we are going to discuss about some of the basic array method, predefined method that is used in JavaScript. These are the some list of predefined method. Now let's see how we can use sort and reverse. First of all, we have to create an array where a equals to then square bracket. This is our array. Now we are going to use sort method. For that we have to use the name a, then we have to use for all method we have to use dot, and after that we use sort, and then we provide round braces and save. Now first print without sorting document.write. Let's print a, and after that we have break plus br tag, and then we have document.write a plus br tag. Here we have this. Okay, now let's save. You can see in first list we have Ali, then Ram, then Neha, then Vikas, which is according to our inserting order. And after sorting we have Ali, and after that we have Neha. After Ali, which is A, then we have next letter is N. Then we have Ram, and then we have Vikas. These are the name sorted with alphabetical order. Okay. Instead of name, if we have number, for example 12, 13, 90, 18, 76, and let's say you can see this is our order which we insert the value, and this is after sorting, you can see. And after that we can use reverse method. Now again I use a dot reverse and then provide round braces and say. You can see we have to just copy this also and paste. Now you can clearly see after sorting it reverses the string. This is the last element, that's why it is first, and this is the first, that's why it is in last, and after reversing the element of array. This is how you can use reverse and sort method of array in JavaScript. Now we are going to see push and pop method in array. First of all, what is push and what is pop? For pop, if we have this type of array that we already see in our last video, if I want to remove last element of this array, we use pop method. And if we want to add in the last another element, then we use push method. Now let's see how we can do that. First of all, you have to use a dot pop, and after that provide round braces, and then document dot write, and here you provide a plus br tag. Now before that we have to see, for seeing difference we have to just copy this and paste before this. Okay, now I am saving this document. You can see here we have in first here we have four elements: Sanjay, Aman, Rahman, and Karan. In the second, after pop, we have Sanjay, Aman, and Rahman, not Karan. Karan is popped out. It is the last element, then it pop out from our array. Okay. Now let's add or push an element a dot push, and after that we have to provide what we want to push. For example, I want to push Ram, and let's print this again. Let's say you can see Ram is added to our list at the end. This is removing element from the end, and this is adding element from the end. Pop is used to just remove the last element, and push is used to add the element at the last. You can also empty this string. For example, if I use this pop method again and again till the empty of this array. For example, I use pop, this will pop our Rahman, and then Aman, then Sanjay. Now if you see, now our array is now empty. Let's see. You can see it is still having array, but it doesn't contain any. It is not containing any value. That's why it is an empty array. And if we want to add other values like Ram, Sham, Sita, and Geeta, we can do that. For example, here I copy this and paste, paste, paste. Ram, Sham, Sita, and Geeta. Now let's save. You can see, you can push any number of element and you can pop till the array is empty. Now we see shift and unshift method. in last video we see push and pop, and shift is just opposite of pop. Pop is used to delete the element from the last, and shift is used to remove the element from the first, and unshift is just opposite of push method. Push is used to add the element in the last, but unshift is used to add the element at the first. Now let's see. For example, I want to add some value like a dot shift. First of all, let's delete shift, and then after that we have to just copy this line and then paste. Now let's see what will happen. You can see Sanjay is removed from our list. Okay, and if we want to use a dot unshift, and then we have to provide the value unshift, and then we have to provide the value like Ramu, and let's say we have to just copy and paste again, and now let's say you can see Ramu is our first element of the array. This is how you can add or remove all the, you can, if you want to empty this string from the starting, you can do that. Just I want to remove two element, copy and paste. Let's say you can see two element is removed from our list, and if we want to add two element, we can do that. Just copy and paste here and provide Gita and save. You can clearly see this is how you can use shift and unshift method of JavaScript. Okay, now let's see how we can merge two array in a single array. For that we have to just provide for that we have to just use two methods. We can use concat or we can use join method. First of all, let's see how we can use concat method. For that we have to use two array. For example, we have var b equals to ram, not, first we have to provide square bracket, then ram comma shyam. Okay, and after that we can use a third variable where c equals to a dot concat b, and after that we have to print our variable c, and I just remove this, and let's save. You can see that after this we have after first array we have ram and shyam, which is added to our variable c, which is an array type. Okay, now what if I want ram and shyam first and sanjay aman after that? Okay, we can do that. Just change a with b and b with a. It means that b is now concat with a. In previous it is a concat with b. That's why it is front. Now let's say you can see Ram, Shyam, ye Shyam, Shyam. Let's say okay. This is how you can see or change. If we want to concat a third array in this array C, we can do that where d equals to Kumar, Kumar and Amit, and after that we have to just separate with comma here d and save. You can see Kumar and Amit is also concat with our variable. Okay, after that even you can concat in a single variable too. Here I just remove and I just change this with the round braces. Okay, and here I use a dot concat, and let's say we have to just use c instead of c, we have to use b variable. Oh, now let's see. You can see this is concat in a single line. We don't need another separate variable. Okay. Now after that, if we want, just undo. Okay. Now I just remove this variable and I just change this. And after that, if we want to join in a single variable, we just treat it as this value as a single value, then we use join. For that we have to just use var d equals to c dot join, and after that code, in code we can provide space, and here we have to use c d, and let's say you can see this is now a single value, or you can even use here hyphen and separate with hyphen, and you can separate with backslash forward slash, let's say, and you can also use dollar. Okay, now if you want this in next line, you can also use br tag, let's say. You can see, but this is a single value, not a an array having Ram, Sham, Sanjay, Aman, Rahman. So this is how you can join two array or merge two array with the help of concat. If you want an array value, then you use concat. If you want single value, you can use join. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about slice and splice method in JavaScript. Slice and splice method in JavaScript. First of all, let's create a variable array type. Okay, where a equals to, for example, I have 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4. Okay, and after that, if I want 2 and 3 in a separate, if I want to extract 2 and 3 in a new array, we can do with the help of slice method. We use another variable where a b equals to a dot slice, and then we can provide starting index and comma end index. Okay, now first let's see what is starting index. You know that our element start from 0 in array, then 1, then 2, then 3. If we want to include 2 and 3, then our starting index should be 1, and if we want to include 3, then our end index should be 3 or greater than the ending element, which is 3 in our case. Then it will give us 2 and 3 in our new array. Okay, this is slice. For slice, we use slice and starting, comma, ending. Okay, it include starting, but it exclude ending. Okay, now let's see splice method. Okay, for example, we use splice to insert data not in starting, not at the ending, at the mid of our array. Then we can use or anywhere in the array, not starting and ending. For starting and ending, we have push and unshift. Okay, push for last and unshift for starting. Okay, splice is used to uh, insert data in between. Okay, now let's see first what attribute should our splice method require. First of all, we have to use splice. sorry, splice. Then we have to provide index where from we start, and after that we provide delete data. If we want to delete some data, then we provide number of data we want to delete. For example, if we want to delete one data, then we provide 1. If we don't want to delete, then we provide 0. Okay, and after that providing new values. Okay, now let's see how we can use in our example. Okay, for splice method, we don't need to declare any type of new variable. We can use a dot splice, and after that, if we want to insert after 3, we provide 2 index, and after that we don't want to delete data, then we provide 0. Then we can provide data, for example 5, 6, 9, and then we close this method. Now 5, 6 and 9 is inserted like that, 1, 2, 3, and then we have 5, 6, 9, then we have 4. This is how our index look like after splice. Now we are going to see how we can use slice and splice in practically. For example, if I want to extract Aman and Rahman from our array A, then we have to just first declare variable B, and then we have to provide A dot slice, and then we have to provide starting. You know that this is 1 index, this is 0 index, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Now our data extraction is start from 1 and goes till 4, which is 3, index number 3. Now our Aman and Rahman is stored to our new array B. Let's see how it will look like. Let's print P and save. You can see. If we want to include from Aman to end, we can just simply provide the starting index and let's save. You can see from Aman, Rahman and Karan is also stored to our new array. Okay, if you want to just include Aman, and you can provide 1, 2, and let's save. You can see because it not include Rahman because it is the ending index. Okay, now after that we can use splice method. For that we have to just use a dot splice, and after that we have to provide a starting index. For example, I want to store data from 2, and then comma. I don't want to delete any data, that's why I use 0. Then after that I use ram, comma, and let's say we have to just use a here, and now let's save again. You can see Sanjay, Aman, and after index 2 it is store Ram and Arham, and after that we have Karan. It is not replacing Karan, just shift the Karan from index number 3 to index number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 to 5. Okay, if we use 1 here, it will delete Karan. You can see it will delete Rahman. Okay, if we want to delete 2 data, then it will delete also Karan. Okay, if we want to delete 1 data, it is deleting from index number 2, 0, 1 and 2. This is 2, that's why it delete Rahman. Okay, now after that we can just use two data should be deleted. Now let's say you can see Karan is also deleted. This is how you can use splice method and slice method. Now we are going to discuss about isArray function. IsArray method or function you can say. IsArray is nothing but it is a function that is used to check whether you have whether you have an array or not. For example, if you have a variable like where b equals to 20, you know that b is numeric type, but if you want to check, if you don't know in some scenario or some circumstances, then you can check with the help of isArray function. First of all, we have to declare a variable var b, and after that we use array, and then we use dot is array, and after in round basis we provide a variable we will have to check. For example, I want to check a, and now let's save and use document dot write. It only have true or false. Any method that include is, it means it contain either true or false value. It is a boolean type. Okay, dot write, and after that we provide p. Now let's say you can see this is true. If I just commenting this and providing another var a equals to bro learner bro, and let's say you can see our variable b value is prolearner and it is false. Okay, now how we can use this true or false value in real scenario? For that we have to just cutting out this cut, and we have to just remove this, and just okay. After that we have to just provide if and condition, then paste, and after that we provide if it is true, then we enter to if block, and we provide document dot write here. This is an array, and if it is not in else block, we use else not an array. Not this is not an array. Now let's say you can see this is an array. If I change variable a, you know that providing where we can change or redeclare the variable value a equals to now 40, and let's save. You can see this is 40 now, and this is not an array. If I commenting out this and save, you can see this is an array. This is how you can use isArray method or function in JavaScript. Now we are going to discuss how we can search a particular element in JavaScript. For that we have two methods, indexOf, and lastIndexOf method. If you want to search for from starting, then you use indexOf. If you want to start from end, then you can use lastIndexOf. Okay, now let's see how we can do that. For example, if I want to search for Rahman, how we can do that? We just use a dot text of, and after that we provide the name here we provide Rahman. Okay, this is how we can use. For that we have to just store in a variable where b equals to this, and after that just we want to print this variable p. Okay, I just change this a with p and save. You can see you can see our Rahman is on index 2, 0, 1 and 2. What if we have duplicate value? For example, I separate this comma and we have another Rahman. Okay, for that if we want to search from particular location, for example 0, 1, 2, then 3. If we want to start from 3, we can do that. Just provide 3 and it will show you index number 4. Now why? Because it start from this and come to the next, which is index number 4. Okay. Now if we want to start from last index, then we just use index of last index of. Now let's say you can see from last it search. Okay, I just remove this. Okay, now I just use index last index of and I want to search Rahman. Let's save. You can see it got Rahman at the index number 4. Why? Because it starts from here and it get the Rahman at the first attempt, and the index number is same, remains the same, 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, if I want to start from current, then I just provide comma 3 and now let's save. You can see it show me the index number 2, which is true, 0, 1 and 2. After current is C Rahman. Okay, this is how you can search for an element. What if I want just to check for random value and just remove this? For example, I just check for 12. Okay, and save. You can see it provide -1 value, which is sign of not finding the search result. Okay, it means we are not getting 11. Okay, if I use same thing in index of, we have again same value, -1. Okay, this is how you can use index of and last index of. Okay, now we are going to see another method to search an element in an array. For example, if I want to just check Sanjay is present in our array or not, and I don't want index, just want to check. For that purpose, we have includes method. For example, we have to declare a variable var and then b. After that, we use equal. Then we provide a dot includes. Then after that, we provide Sanjay. Okay. After that, we provide semicolon and then we have to just print it to see the result and paste. We have to just change b. Okay, now let's save. You can see true is printed. It means that it is a boolean type. It just check, and if it finds some match, it just give you true value, or else it will give you false value. For example, if I just use small case letter s and save, you can see it means it check the case sensitivity of the element also. In previous method also they are case sensitive. Okay, now if I just change s to capital S, now it is true. Okay, you can also check and you can use this check method in if else condition. For example, just check for a specific user Sanjay, Aman, Rahman, Karan, and if it is true, then provide the result according to the user name. Okay, this is how you can search for a particular element. Okay, now we are going to see how we can use find and find index method. Okay, first of all we have this type of array and we are printed this array. Okay, now after that we have to just use here, we have to use where b equals to a dot find, and after that we provide is adult, and after that we have to just declare this is adult, and then we have to provide age or as a parameter. After that we have semicolon, then here we have to use function keyword. Okay, now after that we have to provide return and then age greater than or equals to 18 and semicolon. Now after that we have to print document.write, and then we have to provide p plus br tag for next line. Let's say you can see it compare this value, it is false because it is not a conditional statement, either true or false. Okay, if it is false then this function is not going to return that value. Okay, first is false, second is false, third is false, and then 18 which is equal, that's why it returned that value. Okay, if I change here 19 and let's save, you can see it return 19. In first it whether it find first statement or first element is true, then it return that element and not going to check other element. Okay, and after that let's just change this find with index, and after find we have to check with find index. Now let's see, it is working same but it return the index value. Let's save, you can see it is 0. You know that array having starting index is 0 then 1, and this is passing the test, that's why it return this index number. If we change this with 9 and save, you can see now it is 3, 0, 1, 2 and 3. If I change with the 17, now let's say it return 4. Okay, this is how you can use find and find index in JavaScript. In last video we see how we can use find and find index function. Okay, now in this video we are going to see if we want the all value that pass the condition in our new array, then how we can do that. We can do that with the help of filter function. Okay, now let's see how we can do that. Just I remove this. Okay, and after that we use where p equals to a dot filter, and after that we have to again provide function is adult, and after that we have to just define this function is adult, then we have to provide some parameter age for example, and after that we provide curly bracket and we just return, then we have to return the condition, for example here age greater than or equals to 18. And what this function is do, it true the condition if first of all it encounter 9, and it check whether the condition is true or false. It is false, then it avoid this number and then check 19. 19 pass the condition and it is stored in array B, and after that it keep checking till the end of the array element. Okay, now just save. For first of all we have to print this, and after that we save this. Okay, just paste and we have to change a with B. Now let's save. You can see 19, 22 and 20 is stored in our new array and is printed. Okay. If I change this 17 to 18 and save, you can see this is now 4 element in our new array. Okay. If I decrease 20 to 2 and save, you can clearly see it working fine. Okay. Now we are going to see an important method of JavaScript, which is nothing but for each loop. If you want to access these element individually, then you have to use for loop, and you use or print with the help of for loop, and in that way you have to declare variables and just do much more tasks. You can easily do that with the help of for each loop. Okay, just use a dot for each, or make sure whenever you use javascript function, it follow the camel case. After completing of one word, it start from capital letter. Okay, after that just provide round braces, and then if you want to give function out of the loop, this round braces you can do, and you can also provide function, and after that just round braces and curly bracket, and here you have to provide name to access name variable. To access this value, you can give it any name. I just use name. After that I use document.write, and then I use name, and then plus, then br tag. Okay, now let's say, you can see we can easily, within two lines, we can easily access these element of array. Okay, if we want to use index number, or then we can just provide another variable. I just name it index, and here we use index plus plus. Now let's say, you can see our index value is also printed here. If you want this function out of this round braces, you can just cut this out, and after that just have some space and paste it and give it a name. For example, I use name as loop, and here we provide loop. Okay, now let's save. You can see nothing is changed. Why? It is working fine. This is how you can use forEach loop. In this video, we see from starting to the end of array. Hope you like this video. If you did, please subscribe my channel, share with your friend, and bye bye.